All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. You might be saying I look a little sweaty or look a little messy. That's because it's ridiculously late at night. We just got finished up doing the post-game stream of the Celtics and Hawks. Man, we had some good chats in there. But we are back here giving our picks for the October 21st, 2021 NBA slate. And guys, we're doing all right. We missed the mark on the parlay. We're one pick away from that 3-leg parlay hitting, but nonetheless, you know, overall we are 6-3 on the season, plus almost 3 units here. And again, that win-loss is only really including the against the spread here. We've hit a couple player props and whatnot that might boost that up, but in terms of totals and spread, that's the season record that we're keeping down below. But the units are going to take into account parlays and everything like that, so we're keeping it 100% legitimate. We're recording this. There's still a couple games going on during the Wednesday, October 20th slate here, so we do have a couple sort of outstanding, but you know, in terms of keeping our record there in the bottom right of your screen, it's gonna just be an ongoing thing. Like, it's not gonna be completely up to date with the last 24 hours because I do have to get some sleep. I do have to live a life, so we're gonna get these videos out where we can. But for the October 21st, enough rambling here. October 21st slate, we do have a few picks for you guys. There is 3 games on the board. We have the Mavs at Hawks, the Clippers at Warriors, and then the Bucks at Heat. And then we're gonna look into a little bit of a player prop towards the end of the video here. But starting it off with that Mavs versus Hawks game, the line right now is the Hawks laying 2.5 points and 24.5 points as the total here. My sheet now I still haven't completely ironed out because I need way more season data for this, but I haven't ironed out, I guess, the spread sort of sheet that I want to go with here. But in terms of my total sheet, that thing has been all over the mark so far. We're killing it in the over-under games here. And this sheet says it's going to go 223 points. That's 1.5 points under that total. It's not enough for me to pull the trigger, but I do want to give you guys that information if you do feel you could trust that sheet enough, I guess, to pull that 1.5 points. Like, I'm only usually pulling the trigger if my sheet says something completely different from what Vegas has. But my pick here is going to be Atlanta minus 2.5. And quite simply, I'm riding with the home team here with no like major injuries to consider or anything like that. I think that these teams are very, very similar. And I think that we're always going to have the drummed up Trey versus Luka debate because they were like, you know what I mean? Like, it's always going to happen. But I think, just judging off the way that I see these two teams, I see that the Hawks are going to come out to this season a little bit fierier, with a little bit more fire under their ass than the Mavs. And they're the home team here, so I'm laying those points. Minus 2.5 is my first play here in the Mavs at Hawks game. Moving on, we do have the Clippers and the Warriors, and I don't know, guys, I was all over that Warriors game night one, taking the underdog, hitting the underdog. Big win for us there. And I bounce back and forth here, I'll be completely honest, because it almost seems too good to be true. No Kawhi Leonard, no Serge Ibaka, I believe he's out for the Clippers as well. And the Warriors at home, after beating an LA team just a couple nights ago, only having to give up 3.5 points. That seemed too good to be true. I am going to take that, though. I am going to take the Warriors minus 3.5. I do love that. I liked what I saw out of them. The Clippers are without their best player. The Warriors, like, I was most impressed by Poole. Like, Poole looked great for the Warriors. He can fill in for Clay, so I'm almost looking at this team as if they have no major injuries on the Warriors side of the ball, even though they do. But as long as they got Steph, as long as they have a couple of those guys contributing, I do like the Warriors. I think they're a very underrated team. One of those teams that Vegas is going to underrate for at least a week and a half or so, so might as well get these plays in when you can. So minus 3.5 is my pick in that game. Again, my sheet said 225-point total. The total Vegas had was 225.5. So that's just not telling me either way. I'm staying away from the total in this game. All right, last but not least game, Bucks at Heat. Every expert in their grandmother, every expert in their mother, their dad, their ex-girlfriend, everyone's saying, oh, the Bucks look really good night one, but, you know, they have to travel to Miami. Expect Miami to give them a good game. I don't see it. A good game, sure, I'll give you that. But I'm taking Bucks -2.5 here. I would have probably taken this as far as Bucks -4. I think that Bucks team is just locked and loaded good. And I know that they had some injuries during that game. But to me, until further notice, Giannis can win games himself. Like, he is so unstoppable, so dominant. Only laying 2.5 here against a Miami team that, as good as they've looked in the preseason, as good as there's new guys have looked, I do think that, you know, when you bring in a lot of new faces or have a lot of young guys taking steps up, it might take a couple games for them to totally iron it out. So give me the Bucks -2.5 in this game. The total is 224. My sheet put it at 226. So, you know, only 3 games. Wanted a little bit more action. I am going to take the over in this game as well, over 224. I think that the Bucks, I hope I'm not jinxing it, but I think the Bucks can supply 125 points themselves here. So you're telling me that Heat team can't make it a 25-point game and at least put triple digits on the board? Give me the over here. So again, just a quick pick recap here. We have the Hawks -2.5, the Warriors -3.5, the Bucks -2.5, and the over in that Bucks Miami Heat game. And then the player prop of the night. Guys, so as I do these the night before and before things are finalized, I want to give a shout out to the pinned comment that we will have, because it's not always going to be finalized at when we're doing these videos. Maybe the spread and the picks, the total, everything like that, it will be finalized. But in terms of these player props, like, to me, one player prop I'm looking at is going to be, and I, again, keep updated here in the pinned comment before game time to see if I'm pulling the trigger here, and we will count it towards the record and everything. But the player prop of the night is going to be Clint Capella centered. If his rebounds are anything between, and this is a wide range, but I'm going to take it either way. If his rebounds are anything between 9 and 11.5, probably pulling the trigger. So keep an eye on those pinned comments. I will give you a yes or no whether or not I pulled it, but keep an eye on the pinned comments in terms of that player prop. We're on fire with player props. On fire, hitting 100% on player props this season. So definitely keep an eye on that. But again, we got 3 games. We got 4 plays with a potential 5th in terms of that player prop. So, you know, 4 games, possibly 5. But guys, I do appreciate the support on these NBA picks. We're off to a red hot start. Like, we're off to a red, what can I say? I'm loving doing it. I'm having a ball doing it. Yeah, until further notice, we're gonna keep doing this because it's a ball and we're making some money. Hopefully you guys got deep pockets. But we will catch you guys in the next one. And yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you're taking these, if you see anything else. And if you think that, you know, any other locks, let me know the locks in the comments down below. But hit that subscribe button, like the video, and we will continue making money in the next video. See you guys.